Welcome back to the program, and now it is time to go into the world of the indies. Now, there were no shows to report last week, so this is it. This is probably the last big weekend of 2007 for wrestling as far as the indies go. I'm going to start with IWA Mid-South tonight. They have a show in Plainfield, Indiana. It is their last show of the year, and their last show for a long time until March of 2008. The main event is Ian Rodden's retirement match. It goes up against Mickey Knuckles. A four-way elimination match for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight title. Mike Quackenbush defends the title against Chris Hero, Chuck Taylor, and Eddie Kingston. Deranged faces CJ Otis in a Circle City street fight. Too Cold Scorpio faces Mr. Insanity Toby Klein. The Sandman faces Drake Younger, and Davey Richards faces Michael Elgin. IWC has two shows this weekend as well. It is a call to arms for weekend. Now, the bell time are two different times. Now, the first one tonight is an 8 p.m. bell time. Here are the matches set for that. AJ Styles, Homicide, and Christopher Daniels will face off in a three-way. John McChesney faces Low Key. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, will face the Burning River Brigade of Josh Prohibition and Matt Cross. The Gambinos, Babyface, Fire, Sexual Harassment, and the Cleveland Mafia in a four-way match. Shirley Doe will face Sebastian Dark. Ricky Reyes faces Davey Richards, and Troy Lords will face Super Hentai. Now, tomorrow night, the bell time is at 5 p.m. with a triple main event. 3 steel cage matches, all the gold on the line in IWC. Dennis Gregory defends his heavyweight title against Raymond Rowe. John McChesney defends his Super Indie title against Larry Sweeney. And the Gambinos defend the tag gold against Babyface Fire. Delirious will face Eric Young with Glenn Spectra, the guest referee. Samoa Joe will face Too Cold Scorpio. Claudio Castagnoli will face Brent Albright. Sexual Harassment, Eric Ecstasy and Justin Idol will face Southern Comfort, Tracy Smothers and Chris Hamrick. And the 8-man tag featuring the past, present, and future of IWC, Michael Facade leads one team against a team that is led by CJ Sensation and Jimmy Vegas. CZW's Cage of Death 9 is also tomorrow night. The main event is the Cage of Death match. Team CZW against Maven Bentley Association. Sabian defends the junior heavyweight title against Lufisto, Blackout barred from ringside. 6-man grudge sees Brody Lee, Cheech and Cloudy face Andy Sumner, Drew Gulak, and the return of Nate Hatred. The one-man army Lobo faces Maven T. Bentley in a lumberjack strap match. Mitch Ryder will face Chewy Martinez. A 3-way tables match sees Wax, Sexy Eddie and Viking. And in a handicap tag team match, LJ Cruz and Greg Excellent will face Alex Colon, Nikki Benz, and Joe Gacy. And Jersey All Pro Wrestling Seasons Beatings. Actually, they have a show tonight. That show's free, but, it's not really big. But I apologize if I offended big Jersey All Pro fans. But tomorrow night's show is pretty big. It's their last show of the year. The main event is B-Boy's last match in Jersey All Pro Wrestling. He faces Arcadia and Azriel. The Jersey All Pro Tag Team titles go on the line. LAX defends the titles against Eddie Kingston and Slick Wagner Brown. And the team of Teddy Hart and Low Key. Jay Lethal will face the Human Tornado. Frankie Kazarian will face Devin Storm. AJ Styles will face Chris Hero. Bandito Jr. will face Grim Reaper. Monster Mac and Havoc will face the Christopher Street Connection. Kenny Omega will face Kevin Matthews. And Sanjay Dutt faces Xavier. Now, unfortunately, Full Impact Pro, they were supposed to have 2 shows coming up next weekend, but due to circumstances, those shows have been postponed for a long time. Now, Chikara is going to make up for the incident that took place in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago with a free show at Penn State University. It's called Stephen Colbert is Better Than Bill O'Reilly. The main event is Claudio Castagnoli against Chris Hero. The Osirian Portal will face Los Ice Creams. Tim Donst will face Mitch Ryder. Cheech, Cloudy, and Sarah Del Rey will face Team Fist and Brody Lee. Shane Storm will face Vin Gerard. And the Colony will face the Order of the Neo-Solar Temple, and admission is free. And finally, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla All-Star Weekend 6. The first night is January the 5th. Bryan Danielson defends the PWG title against CIMA. Super Dragon faces Susumu Yokosuka. Tyler Black and Jimmy Jacobs face Scott Lost and Joey Ryan. Alex Kozlov faces T.J. Perkins. Jack Evans faces Roderick Strong. Naruki Doi and Masato Yoshino will face the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Carl Anderson, the Machine Gun, faces El Generico. Ronan faces Scorpio Sky. And in a 6-person tag team grudge match, Claudio Castagnoli, Eddie Kingston, and the Human Tornado face Chris Hero, Candice LeRae, and the Necro Butcher with a very interesting stipulation, which I'll get to in a moment. Night 2, January the 6th. Bryan Danielson, if he's still champ, defends the gold against Roderick Strong. CIMA faces Jack Evans. B-Boy's last match is in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. He faces Super Dragon. Tyler Black and Jimmy Jacobs face the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. El Generico faces Susumu Yokosuka. Now, if Chris Hero's team wins, he gets a one-on-one match with the Human Tornado. However, if Human Tornado's team wins, he gets a one-on-one match with Candice LeRae. Naruki Doi and Masato Yoshino face Scott Lost and Joey Ryan. And the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson, faces Alex Kozlov. And that's a look at the Indies for the week. Japan in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2008